Hello everyone, this is Alec, coming to you with another Warcraft 3 audio commentary. And I decided to really go and look for sort of an older replay just because lately I've been seeing a lot of Cechi games. I'm sure all of you guys have heard of the famous Undead player named Cechi, calls himself Cechi. I believe right now he's part of Team All For One, I think. I'm not really sure. I haven't been following that too much, but so I went deep down into the archives and I found this old game. This is the 199th Zotac Cup, and actually today actually is they're playing the 227th, I think, something like that. And anyways, I've been seeing a lot of Cechi replays, and Cechi, being an Undead player, plays a lot of Undead, and Undead being one of the harder races to play. He makes it seem so easy to play, honestly. I love the way he plays, and I just thought it'd be really interesting to see more and more of his games. And it's kind of hard to find some of his games on YouTube anyways. So let's get into the game. It will be Cechi spawning at the bottom right hand position, and this is Ancient Isles, a pretty good 1v1 map, and his opponent will be Tyloo's Nicker, who's a very well known Russian Night Elf player. He's a pretty old player. You can always expect to see great things from him. He always has some pretty interesting strategies, sort of very original strategies you don't see too often. So Nicker decided to go for a pretty standard Demon Hunter, going to be doing some Ancient War creeping on this orange camp. So far very standard, nothing out of the ordinary coming out from Nicker. We're going to be seeing that Ghoul Scout that Cechi likes to do. It's debate for an Undead player whether you want to send in a Ghoul as your first scout or an Acolyte as your first scout. It all depends on the player. Obviously, Cechi deciding to go for the Ghoul instead, maybe get some harassment done as well. Obviously, I'm going to try and sort of annoy Nicker as he tries to creep out this orange camp. Let's see what hero Cechi will be going for. Yep, very standard Death Knight as well. Does have the early Tumor Relics and no Graveyard up, so he won't be going for Graveyard. He's going to be going for Ghouls instead. He likes to do that. I've seen him go for Fiends. He does like that Ghoul strategy a lot more, getting that back upgrade so he can bring over as much Rod of Necromancy as he possibly can. It's all pretty standard for Undead when you're going to be deciding to go for that Ghoul strategy. This one Ghoul, very low on hit points, still Death Coil to save it though. That Demon Hunter, does he have Boots of Speed? No Boots of Speed yet, obviously, actually, just because the Boots of Speed are not even purchased. You can't even purchase Boots of Speed this early in the game. And this Ghoul going to be Death Coiled once again, beaten to that Ghoul. Cechi deciding to creep instead of going for that Creep Jack is what I normally like to see him do, but instead deciding to do some creeping. Doesn't look like we're going to be seeing any sort of Creep Jack. Almost a surround on that one Demon Hunter, very nicely done by Nicker, getting up one little surround. We may try and see Cechi to do another surround, but so far it doesn't look like it. Demon Hunters maybe overextending it a little bit. Doesn't look like it. Sort of wants to get surrounded, but it's almost as if he's asking to get surrounded, going in the middle of all these ghouls. But Cechi not going to fall for it, just going to continue to creep. And we did see Nicker get a bit of a creep jack there, getting to level 2 on his Demon Hunter before that Death Knight. And very obviously he's been doing well on his mana burns because Cechi does only have 30 mana left. So far Cechi playing very well, very well. Playing well, not very well, I guess. He's playing decent. Does have his tech going, but Nicker's also been playing pretty well just because he did get that creep jack. He did creep out this orange camp. He's playing pretty well. Now he's going to come back and just pick up his items. Probably going to sell that Ring of Protection just because it's sort of one of the lesser, not as good of an item. It's just sort of, it's thought of as a Warcraft 3 just to sort of take up an item spot. Sorry, an item spot. When you could have something better like a scroll, for example. Anyways, Cechi, good. Looks like he's going to be creeping out this orange camp, 5-4-4 camp. So he should get his Death Knight up to level 2. Let's see, Nicker he just sort of went a little bit too far with that Wisp. That Nerubian Tower will finish and probably will kill it off. No, Wisp will survive. And it looks like Nicker going to decide to creep out this camp. It's a bit of a harder camp to creep this one, but if you can, maybe he'll just take out the ground units and leave the Drake for later. Nope, going to be focusing down the Drake now. Just going to take out the ground units with his Demon Hunter, it looks like. And let's see what Let's see what Cechi's doing actually. Cechi gonna come in with a lot of ghouls, a lot of skeletons as well. Gonna be going straight for the main base of Nicker. Probably wants to focus down these moon wells, maybe even focus down the main tree of ages as it's upgrading because it can even attack. Gonna look like to decide to focus on hunting plazas being built because it's unarmored when it's being built. Excuse me. Anyways, Nicker's gonna TP in right on top of Cechi. It looks like so Cechi nicely done, forcing that TP from Nicker. Nicker did pick up a bunch of mercs. I'm not sure if he finished off this orange camp. I don't know about that final red Drake kill. It looks like he did actually because he's almost level 3, which would be pretty good if he got to level 3. He probably needs that to get that level 2 mana burn for the Naga Sea Witch that it looks like Cechi just decided to buy. That Naga Sea Witch, he may be able to get a surround on that Demon Hunter. If he can get the surround, that would be huge. And can he get the surround? Yes, it looks like he did get the surround. Very nicely done there by Cechi. And can Nicker power his way out of this surround? He has TP, he does have belt, and he does have the belt of giant strength, so he may be able to get out of this. But very nicely done here by Cechi, getting that another surround with the using that mirror image, the illusion from his own Death Knight. Very well played there by Cechi. This is what I love. Cechi is just so good at getting those surrounds off. That Naga Sea Witch helping out with the cold arrows is just making it so easy to be an undead. It just makes it look so easy. So now Cechi just is going to put on the pressure now that there is no more hero. Nicker deciding to revive his hero at the tavern. His tech is finished, so we may see a second hero come out. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Keeper of the Grove, if we saw another Naga Sea Witch as well. But so far, we're not going to be seeing anything. Looks like he's just gonna stick to a Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter focusing on the wrong Death Knight actually. Now it looks like he's going to decide to focus on the Naga Sea Witch, but Naga Sea Witch with that boost of speed won't go down too easily, and the pathing of that Death Knight will be perfect. Death Knight may get smashed very soon, and it looks like Nicker going to decide to go for Panda and Brewmaster as second hero. Not too often shows him when fighting an undead player, and it's gonna, but a very nice surround there on the Death Knight of Cechi, forcing Cechi to TP out of there, use his Scroll of Town portal, saving the Naga Sea Witch as well. So let's check the hero levels right now. It's still 2-1 for Cechi, while it's 3-1 for Nicker. So Nicker has been doing a little bit of a better job creeping, and so far no expansion from either player. So economically, both players are about the same. Let's check the techs of each player. So far, both players are still only at tier 2. And it looks like Nicker going to be going for Double Ancient Allure, so we will probably be seeing some bear play coming out of him. Or maybe some Dryads as well. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw either of those. But Cechi now going to be going for some Fiends as well. Going to be dropping the Slaughterhouse as well. So no double Slaughterhouse going to be coming out for Cechi. So you do see, I've been seeing him do that a lot lately. But instead just going for that one Slaughterhouse, so we won't be seeing too many Destroyers, it looks like. Instead just going to be going for Crypt Fiends, it looks like. So Cechi deciding just to creep up. Should get his Death Knight up to level 3. Yes, he will get his Death Knight up to level 3. Let's see, the Naga Sea Witch still not quite level 2. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him tech up to tier 3 just to get out that Lich, just to get that Orb, things like that. You know, maybe get Destroyer form later on. As Nicker's just going to decide to creep up his 2 hero. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a third hero come out from Nicker. If we see like something like a Tinker or even a Naga Sea Witch. I'd be surprised if we saw something like that. I would love to see Nicker go for like a Keeper of the Grove. That would be really interesting. He is running by the tavern. Is he going to pick up another hero? No, not going to pick up another hero. Kind of surprised to see that. He may pick one up right now. No, he's not going to decide to do that. So Cechi now just going to decide to he knows that this is an illusion, so he's not going to really concentrate too much on that. He's pulling a couple Acolytes. So Cechi, does he have a yeah, he has the graveyard up. So Cechi, we may see a Tower Rush here. Does he have the Skull of... what's that called? He does have the Sacrificial Skull, so we may be seeing some sort of a timing push here. Let's see what Nicker has. Nicker does not have any Dryads out yet. No, he does have a couple Dryads out. Never mind. And he is putting up the sort of counter Ancient Protector, so he has scouted out that he has a Sacrificial Skull. He knows that he has Acolytes, so he's going to try and push this back, but I'm not sure if he has enough here. And look at this. Cechi's going to be dropping the Sacrificial Skull. Now he's going to drop his first Ziggurat as well. Kind of far off, but this should be interesting to see what happens here. This is sort of a... I'm not really sure if Cechi's sort of going to go all in with this. It should be interesting what he decides to do. Both players sort of taking advantage of this, of the Wand of Illusion. But all heroes are sort of not really too low on hit points. Cechi's Death Knight is getting a little bit low. maybe overextending just a little bit, but nope. Looks like the fiends are a very nice very nice burrow there, but it's just gonna get killed there by the Breath of Fire from that Pandaren Brewmaster. Gonna bring that Pandaren Brewmaster up to level 3, Demon Hunter up to level 4. So now these heroes of Nicker are very, very deadly with that mana burn, with that Breath of Fire. It's gonna be pretty hard to try and take these things down. War coming in as well. Gonna focus down that statue. Statue very, very low on hit points. Cannot lose that statue. Hero is also very low on hit points, so it looks like the tower will just get cancelled. Acolytes are gonna get killed as well. So it looks like this tower push has been held off by Nicker. Very well done by him. Does have the 2 Ancient Protectors up as well. So this sort of tower push, it looks like Cechi didn't quite go all in on this one. We may see him try and it would be interesting to see if he tries to go for it again, but I would highly doubt that. Now it looks like Cechi's just going to decide to creep up to sort of get he did sort of lose a lot of economy with by losing that tower push, but then again he didn't really lose too much just because Nicker also bought some towers of his own in that sense, if you think that way. But looks like Cechi just going to try and catch up by creeping up because his hero levels are really down now. But Nicker's going to be doing some creeping of his own. Demon Hunter will not get to level 5 from this. Pandaren Professor will not get to level 4 either. But it should be pretty interesting to see what hero levels Cechi can get up to. Does not look like the Death Knight's going to get a level, nor the Nagasi Witch, as he has started his tier 3 tech, so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Lich come out. And he's just going to decide to get more Obsidian statues, more Fiends are going to come out as well. Probably going to be going for Destroyer form as well, I would not be surprised. Matches from players, so both players deciding just to stick onto one base. Let's tap the main bases. Let's see tier 3 tech on the way for Nicker as well, so we will be seeing some bears coming out. Yep, there we go. First bear is going to come out. So it should be pretty interesting to see how Cechi decides to try and come back from this. I don't know who's going to win. So far it looks like Cechi is losing just because he is down in hero levels. He is down economically. I'm not really sure who's down economically, but he sure is down when it comes to unit when it comes to whose army is bigger. Like, let's check the food count. 20 over 50 compared to 50 over 50. So he is down in food and units and army size. He is down in hero levels, so economically it's sort of even. So it should be pretty interesting what he did and what strategy he wanted to go for. Very nice item drop there, mana stones. So Cechi will be able to get that many more death coals off with that extra regeneration from the mana stone, and he can consume it for up to 300 mana. But with that mana burn of the Demon Hunter, luckily he's not quite level 5, so he won't have that level 3 mana burn, but it still will be pretty deadly, I would imagine. Going to be getting the mana burn off on that one statue. One statue will go down. We may see a second statue go down. It's going to get focused down. But Cechi just sort of entrenching himself in his own little base. Going to be going for that Forked Lightning ability on that Nagasi Witch. So let's see what Cechi does to try and defend this. He does have one Obsidian statue. Going to be going for Destroyer form. Does have a couple ghouls, but I'm not really sure if he has enough to try and defend this. He will be going for that Lich as his third hero. Do we have a third hero coming in from Nicker? Nope, no third hero coming in from Nicker. Nicker does have the 2 towers in his base, so he's pretty well defending. Going to be going for that bear form as well. The tech research for the bear form on those Druids of the Claw. Cechi does have 1 spear tower in his base to try and help defend. This probably will help him a lot to try and defend this. He does have to defend. I don't really like this position for Nicker. Nicker probably does not want to be engaging from this position because of this 1 tower here. Now Demon Hunter, very low in hit points, will be using that Potion of Invisibility, forcing the Cechi to use that TP actually to sort of, because getting that Death Knight very low in hit points, Death Knight needs to sort of pop a potion right now if he wants to try and survive to that Breath of Fire of the Pandaren Master. Pandaren Master almost 4, does have 2 bears. Looks like the crypt is going to get focused down as well as this tower by the Breath of Fire and the Dryads as well. A lot of Dryads on the field, a couple bears as well. Demon Hunter, very low hit points, cannot overextend too much. Nice death call on that Demon Hunter, but he will just heal up. Looks like he popped a potion of healing as well. Tower's going to go down as well, so there's not really much that Cechi has left. I don't really see how Cechi can sort of try and come back from this. Lich is only level 1, so a very nice Frost Nova on that Demon Hunter, but it will just get staffed away to try and to deny that 1 little death coil. And now it looks like Dryads are going to get focused down. 1 Dryad is going to fall. Maybe we're going to see the Troll Berserk, the Merc, get it focused down as well, but it doesn't look like it. Cechi does have one destroyer on the field, does have a couple fiends as well. Going to try and get more and more destroyers if he possibly can. Very nice lead done there by Cechi. Going to focus down a couple more of those dryads. Cechi sort of in a not the greatest position. The Demon Hunter is back with an orb as well, so that will be pretty hard to sort of defend against that orb. And Cechi just decided to call GG, so Cechi does not think he can come back from that. So a pretty good game there. Nicker very strong the whole entire game. Cechi did his best to try and defend that. Did go for that tower rush, but it doesn't look like it worked out for him. And also to all my fans, I have been gone for a while, so I was actually on vacation. So I'm going to try and get back into the groove, trying to put up replays every single day if possible. So don't unsubscribe, just stay subscribed and tell your friends about me. And so yeah, so stay tuned for more and see you later.